Yesterday was a very nice day, very sunny with funny people, a lot of spectators that loves archery looking for us, and I want to congratulate with the other guys, Brad and Galantin for the second place and Martin Asbo for the first place, and for the woman also. There's been a very good spectacular yesterday.
And what a wonderful setting this is.
Yeah. Well, shooting in front of the Tour Eiffel, in the Trocadero fountains. Well, I suppose that someone at home can understand what happened.
Yes, and put yourself in theirself in your shoes and imagine what it must be like. Put yourself in the shoes of Alejandro Valencia from Mexico, only 18 years old, comes in ranked 11th in the world, 20th in the World Cup rankings, had 4 World Cup medals this summer. Placed 33rd in Shanghai, was 9th in Medellin. At stage 2 in Antalya was 17th, but it was at Wrocław. That's where she solidified her spot here in Paris as she picked up her first World Cup medal of the summer, defeating Zhu Yun-jung, who she happens to be facing in a rematch right now. Zhu Yun-jung of Korea, 31 years old, ranked 2nd in the World Cup rankings. She captured a bronze medal in Shanghai at stage 1, lost the bronze medal to Kibo Bay in stage 2 in Antalya, and then scored a convincing 7-1 victory over Aida Roman in the quarterfinals of stage 4. Kibo Bay got the best of her by 2 points in the semifinals, but then she would go on and lose the bronze medal to Alejandra Valencia. So a rematch, and from what I understand, you archers don't forget. You remember the ones that you've lost to somebody else, and you want to get some revenge, don't you?
Yes. No, it's not like a revenge against the archer, but it's a revenge against you, losing the match you want to win. So is something that a lot of times happen. You know that you have lost, so the fear to lose again was not a nice to shoot with this.
It's a motivation, I'm sure, for Zhu Yun-jung. And we'll try to get a shot at the target that she was shooting at. She is on target number 2. Alejandra Valencia right here on target number 1. And Alejandra, bullseye. That's the way to start the day.
Yes, probably we'll see a very nice match. They are two big shooters. You know, the Korean technique is supreme, and Kibo Bay also was not here, but considering that Hugh take that place was an impressive number of great archers in Korea.
Tremendous talent in Korea. But Mexico also becoming a power right now, and so far that is the first shot outside the 10 ring. So 29 points for Zhu Yun-jung in this first set. And Alejandra Valencia with a chance to take the lead, and she does.
Yes, probably 3 X's, not 3 10s. Was an impressive start for her.
So 10-10-10 for Alejandra Valencia, 18 years old. By the way, let's tell you how they play this game. In recurve archery, we go from the cumulative scoring system to the set scoring system. 5 sets per match, 3 archers, or I should say 3 arrows per archer per set, and they are shooting at a distance of 70 meters, not 50 meters like yesterday. 2 points are awarded for winning a set, 1 point for a tie. The first archer to score 6 points or more wins the match and the medal. However, if there is a tie, we go to that 1 arrow shoot off, and we saw that a couple of times yesterday morning in the women's compound.
Yes, because in the compound in 15 arrows also was not so many to have a so big margin. Also 1 point is a big margin. So in the recurve, they prefer the set because there are a lot of good archers also that with the wind, with not so nice arrow, and they make a very bad arrow. So set system give more competitive matches.
It's a chance to recover from a bad arrow.
Yeah, I suppose that now Korea have to shoot better, but this is not shoot bad. 29 also in the recurve woman was a very good score. Normally you can take 2 points.
Alejandra Valencia with her first shot outside the 10 ring. Alejandra with a 2-0 lead in the match.
Set 7.
And a low score for Zhu Yun-jung. Opportunity right now for Valencia
She have just to stay in the yellow to, yeah. No.
Just as Sergio says that, she shoots a 7. Shooting from 70 meters away across the fountains here at Trocadero Gardens. Zhu Yunzheng just shot a 9. So Alejandra Valencia with a 9 right here can take the lead, but it's an 8. And so actually the set goes to the Korean Zhu Yunzheng, and so we're tied at 2 set points apiece.
It's not strange to have this reaction during a match. When you shoot good on the one end, normally you have a little decrease in the other one. So staying in the yellow for the recurve every single end was not so easy. And starting with the 30, you have a lot of emotion inside.
And that's a very high standard to try and uphold.
Yeah. We have to consider also that this Mexican girl is very young. She makes an impressive results in the Olympics game and also in the World Cup station. And you know, young people that have to stay in this kind of place during this kind of pressure. We have to see the reaction, but she showed that during the Olympics game I have not a big problem.
No, finished 17th at the Olympics, and you know, when you look at her experience, and she's 18 years old right now. When you were 18 years old, compare yourself when you were 18 to where you are right now.
I don't want to compare.
It's a world of difference, isn't it?
Yeah,
just that experience.
Well, I just consider the first time I was on the World Cup stage, on the final stage, was a lot of time. And every time is the first time. I make 5. This is the 5th one, and it's like the first. We have seen that the Korean makes a miss because we have just 20 seconds to shot.
She was unable to shoot.
Yeah.
But in the set system,
you can.
All is not lost.
Yeah. For example, Valencia started with a 7, and she give a little opportunity, but shot. Yeah. I have 10 points of margin. 1 arrow less on 3 is so difficult. But technically, you have to click. The arrow have a clicker in front. You have to move the arrow between the click makes the sound, and you can shot. The Korean have to come down, and now she is shooting just to train because he know that is nothing she can do.
Alejandra Valencia will claim this set as she fires a 9 after a bullseye and wins the 3rd set to go up 4-2. So that missed shot, the shot that was actually never taken by Zhu Yunzheng of Korea, costly and cost her a set, but she's only down by 2 as Alejandra Valencia now leads it 4-2. Interesting to note that Valencia, had she lost that bronze medal in Wrocław last month, Miranda Leak of the United States would be here competing in Paris. Instead, we have this rematch. Valencia really came through in a very pressurized situation in Poland, knowing she had to win that match to qualify for Paris, and she was able to accomplish that.
Yeah, it's not a very difficult situation because the last stage of the World Cup gives to a lot of people the possibility to enter in the grand final. So we are less because the people that know that nothing they can do, also winning is not. We have not a lot of points to go here in the final. So a lot of people,
they've already qualified.
Yeah. So we are less people, but more intense matches.
It did make for some intense matches in Poland, where we saw some outstanding archery. Alejandra Valencia, who's been 5th at the World Cup Final in Tokyo last year, 2012, 5th at the World Cup Final in Istanbul 2 years ago in 2011. I was talking with Alejandra on Friday, and she said she is tired of finishing 5th. She wants to finish higher here in Paris.
I suppose that now she has the opportunity to go on. She has to shot 2 good arrows to go on.
2 good arrows right there by Zhu Yunzheng, who would not be here had Kibo Bay won her match in Poland. So fate, destiny, whatever you want to call it, has brought these two archers back together again for a rematch from Poland. And there's another 9. So 3 9s for Zhu Yongzheng, 27 points.
Now, a big opportunity for her.
Yes, a 10, and she wins the match. She got it.
Impressive shot.
Very impressive shot by Alejandra Valencia, 18 years old from Mexico. And she comes out and makes quick work of the Korean archer Zhu Yongzheng, who was a world champion in 2009, was on the Olympic gold medal team in Beijing for Korea, was ranked #1 in the world 3 years ago, did not compete for the past 2 years, but made a great comeback this year. But her year has just come to an end, at least as far as the World Cup circuit is concerned, as Alejandra Valencia comes out strong with an impressive win right here in the first match, Sergio.
Yeah, against a Korean girl. Considering the first match, when you are at home and you are looking at your matches here in the final here in Paris, you considering that, oh, another one is more easier matches that me.
If you had to choose a match for the first match, this might not have been the competitor you would have chosen.
Yeah, probably in the Recurve woman, you'd never decide to make the first match against a Korean. Yeah,
they never let you choose, do they?
No, probably choosing a match is something that you can and you don't want to do, because you think, okay, I want match against this archer because for me is easier. And when you are on the stage, you are, oh, this is easier, and becomes very strong normally.
You never want to underestimate somebody, do you?
Yeah, yeah. Well, considering this kind of stage, the final stage, everything can happen. You have to shot just 45 arrows to go in the final and win the gold. So 45 arrows to decide an entire season was enough. So probably yes, probably no. You have to shot good here, and you have to, like every sport, you have to be lucky.
Let's talk about this setting a little bit as we look at it right here. Across Trocadero Fountains, and you see, of course, La Tour Eiffel, the River Seine in between. What a tremendous setting. Is it intimidating at all for the archers?
No, because we have the Tour Eiffel, we have at the shoulder. We have in front just the Trocadero. We have not this impressive in front.
Don't look over your shoulder.
This is what we see during the final, and we are consistency looking at the yellow, so we don't see a lot of the other thing.
You have a very narrow focus, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. You have to do that, and you are focusing on that.
So there she is, the next Mexican archer to come out on the scene. Aida Roman, #5 in the world, 7th in the World Cup rankings. She is also a very young archer, 25 years old, but very, very accomplished, has been on the national team since 2006. And there you see, she has never gone head-to-head with Deepika Kumari.
No, but she has silver in London Olympic Games
last summer.
That medal gives to her a lot of
credibility.
Yes, and during this year, I saw in her eyes a new force, and you can see the results. She shot very good.
So two very, very good, accomplished archers about to do battle right here in Paris in the quarterfinals of the 2013 Archery World Cup Final event. Target #1, Deepika Kumari from India. Target #2, Aida Roman of Mexico, who was 8th in Shanghai at stage 1, 6th in Antalya at stage 2, 9th in Medellin at stage 3, and then at stage 4 was 7th in Wrocław, so was very, very consistent with top 10 finishes in all 4 events and picked up points all along the way. And she will start off this match having just seen her fellow teammate Alejandra Valencia start off with a 10. She starts off with a 10.
Yeah. The Mexican girls work, and the Mexican also, all the team is working very good. If you can see the results of the Mexican teams also are every time high level, they are working so good, and since the Beijing Olympics game to the London Olympics game, have 2 medals, show that they are working good.
One of those medals went to a young lady who's not here today, Mariana Avitia. And that tells you how good this field is when somebody who wins a bronze medal in London is not here at the World Cup final.
Well, a season like the World Cup, 4 stages, a lot of points, a lot of matches.
And only 2 can
and only 2
qualify
can
per
qualify.
country.
Yeah, in the compound also, we have to remember that Dave Cousin was inside the 8, but we have Braden and Rio in front of.
2 10s to finish off that set for Deepika Kumari, so the 19-year-old from India, who's ranked 3rd in the world, was number 1 in the world back in 2012, and is 3rd in the World Cup rankings coming in. So they will split the set points as they each shoot 28 on their first 3 arrows. As we said, they'll split the set points. If there's a tie in the set, each gets 1 point. You win a set, you pick up 2 points. And the goal is to get to 6 points before your competitor. However, if it's tied at 5-all, after 5 sets, we will go to a 1-arrow shoot-off, which we witnessed on a couple of occasions yesterday during the compound quarterfinals. But now we're shooting at 70 meters. Those targets seem an awful lot further away, don't they?
Yeah. I suppose that no archer want to shot so difficult arrow like here, like yesterday in the gold medal matches, winning something against another athletes just shooting 1 arrows near to the X. But that's the game
That
and
is
we
the
have
game.
to play.
Sometimes life is not fair.
Yeah.
So we're tied at 1 apiece.
We start again.
And just a little left of the 10 ring.
This is a very nice day today, no windy, no sun, a very perfect day to have very good score.
Very flat lighting here.
Yeah.
Temperature is about 20 degrees Celsius. Should be close to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit at the hottest part of the day. And now Aida Roman warming up herself.
2 days we have, probably we can say that all the winning people here are for technique and mind, not for physical event like wind or something like that. Who should better today? Go on.
Excellent shooting by Aida Roman. 28 points again. But a chance here for Deepika Kumari to win this set and move ahead in the match. A 10 would do it for her.
10 for the set.
And she got it. Bullseye.
Good margin. Second net. 3-1 now.
So Deepika Kumari, who won a silver medal at stage 1 in Shanghai to go along with a mixed team silver medal, finished 33rd on Konialty Beach in Antalya at stage 2, then was 6th at Medellin, did participate with her teammates to win a gold medal, a team gold medal, and then picked up another team gold medal in Poland where she finished 6th individually. So it was a very good summer for this young woman from India who picked up the silver medal last year in Tokyo at the World Cup final, losing 6-4 in the final to Kibo Bay, and there's no shame in that, losing to Kibo Bay.
No, it's not hard. It's hard to beat Kibo Bay.
Very difficult, yes.
Yeah. It's strange to see the 2 different reaction of those archers on the field. You can see Kumari very in peace. She relaxed, but she very concentrate. And Aida is smiling and looking around. Is not concentrated. Is something that probably can help her to be here.
I would think it would be difficult not to look around and take a look at all the things that are surrounding you, the carousel, the Tour Eiffel, the crowd. You're standing out on that stage over the fountain itself. And she shoots probably her lowest score of the match right there. and not the way she wanted to start this third set. So Deepika Kumari with the chance already to move ahead. However, she shoots an 8.
Okay.
She opened the door, but Kumari
Firme, chile
didn't
bonito.
take this opportunity.
Not as much as she could have. The 8 gives her a 1-point lead in this set, and another 8 as Aida Roman tries to adjust
Repaso de técnica buena.
and tries to gather herself after shooting that shot.
9.
So Kumari just very consistent.
Yeah, two points taken with not big margin, 7-8, 8-9, but is enough.
9.
Not a
Observa la
nice
pantalla.
hand for
El grupo está
Aida.
ligeramente arriba. Salvo una que tocó abajo. Están del 10. Un poquito arriba. Observa.
After scoring 28 points in the first 2 sets each, she comes up with a score of 24, and Kumari only needs an 8 to take this set. She gets a 9, so she wins the set, and she moves ahead and has a commanding lead now, 5-1 on set points. So with this next set coming up, the 4th set, all she really needs to do is
now
tie.
the situation for Aida is dangerous. I saw a lot of matches right now, 5-1, and the one is not just losing man. It's not a death man. Normally, you have to fight it a lot, but you can win.
Well, to get back in this match, she has to do it 1 set at a time. She can't think beyond this set.
Well, Aida is a very good archer. She showed in the Olympics game that she has the possibility to do.
Un tiro a la vez.
Also, this is the only one very bad arrows of the matches. If she return in his word, in his mind, probably she can do.
We have seen it happen before where archers have come from this deficit, trailing by 4. Carl Archi along with Sergio Pagni, the great compound archer from Italy who finished with a bronze medal yesterday. Aida Roman starts off the 4th set in better style with a 9. And now Deepika Kumari.
Bad
Who establishes herself, yes.
Bad situation for Aida. Down 1 point. She cannot tie this set.
En la línea.
And matters just got worse.
En tenis izquierdo.
She started off strong in the first 2 sets. But in the 3rd set and now in the 4th set, struggling while Kumari continues to shoot bullseyes.
Kumari was shooting very good. She seems very determined today.
Fuerte, firme.
The first meeting ever between these 2 archers. Aida
A
Roman
las 12.
7
now has to
win
pray.
the set, but the 6 gives also the tie set and the possibility to win.
And there it is.
Very good match for Kumari. Strong shot.
She looked very
7-1.
confident, Sergio.
Yeah.
Not that Aida Roman did not look confident, but I think your point was well taken. At times, she seemed to be not quite as focused as Deepika Kumari, and it's perhaps because she's been in this situation a little bit more. This is the 4th consecutive year Deepika Kumari has been here at the World Cup Final.
Yeah. She is not the first time, and she has the technique to win, the mind to win. Now she can relax because the first match of the day is also the only one in the morning, so you can relax, you can leave all your emotion, take your lunch and come back in the afternoon. So
And then go to work in the afternoon.
yeah. Shooting one match against the other one give you the opportunity to stay focused and shoot good one after one, arrow after arrow, match after match. Here you have to do just one match in the morning, so you can leave your heart, your mind, you can leave all and come back in the afternoon.
Great sportsman, great sportsmanship. Aida Roman Her first appearance at the World Cup Final, a brief appearance as she falls 7-1 in only 4 sets. Deepika Kumari with an outstanding performance, only 19 years old. But the woman who won the silver medal in Tokyo last year at the World Cup Final advances and moves on to the semifinals this afternoon. So congratulations to Deepika Kumari, who continues to have an outstanding year here in 2013 as we get set for our 3rd quarterfinal match. And this will pit China against the Russian Federation. Cui Yuanyuan of China, ranked 9th in the world and 2nd in the World Cup rankings. Another youngster, 21 years old, did not compete at stage 1 in Shanghai, but burst upon the scene at stage 2 in Antalya, won the individual gold medal and a mixed team gold medal, then got tossed into the Mediterranean Sea by her teammates in celebration, came back in Medellin, won a bronze medal, and then skipped stage 4 in Poland. Her opponent today is Ina Stepanova, 4th in the world and 3rd in the World Cup rankings, 23 years old. Ina Stepanova of the Russian Federation was 8th at Antalya, won the gold medal in Medellin, and then finished 9th in Wrocław. So Stepanova versus Yuanyuan.
Those matches is one match that is very nice to see, because those archers are very tight during the stages. They match just one, and Ina takes. So 2 high-level archer with a big story to write.
And Cui Yuanyuan begins to write that story with a 9.
The China takes this final just with 2 stages on 4. This is impressive, because normally you have some margin losing during the stage. Stay here just with 2 competition is an impressive result.
Stepanova searching right now.
Ты берешь это вынос? Нет, по центру.
The coach in this case can help you so much. Big archer makes a big results also with a big coach.
Stepanova needs a big result. Almost got it just outside the 10 ring. Had she been inside that 10 ring, they would have split the set points. As it is, the set goes to Cui Yuanyuan, and she will jump out to a 2-0 lead in set points in this match. So 9, 9, and 8 for Cui Yuanyuan, the 21-year-old Chinese archer who had an outstanding stage in Antalya with 2 gold medals, followed that up with a bronze medal in Medellin and a team silver medal as well. Ina Stepanova, we've seen her win on the World Cup circuit before, had a victory in Shanghai in 2011 at stage 4, where she defeated Alejandra Valencia and Bérengère Schuh. And the last time she appeared at a World Cup final, it was Istanbul 2 years ago, where she came in 6th, trying to improve on that performance here in Paris.
Sometimes looking at this image, we forget that we are in front of the Eiffel. And sometimes looking, you remind in which kind of place we are shooting.
Before a very large and boisterous crowd, I might add, on a Sunday morning in Paris.
A lot of people here on the stage.
7.
And a 7 for Cui. So Ina Stepanova with an opportunity right here. And Stepanova takes advantage.
Yeah. She has a good margin now to take the set. The Chinese have to shoot good arrows.
8.
2 points with 1 arrows.
A solid shot right now by Stepanova will put a lot of pressure on the Chinese archer. And that shot should do it.
Yeah. She take the 9 and now nothing.
Not much that Cui Yuan can do right here except maybe experiment, get a feel for things. Good shot, but not nearly enough. And the 2 set points go to Ina Stepanova, who is back in the match. We're tied up at 2-all right now.
Yes,
Carl Archi along with Sergio Pagni from Italy, the great compound archer, sitting in with us today on our live coverage here in Paris at the Trocadero Gardens 2013 Archery World Cup Final. You see the concentration on the face of Cui Yuan as the arrows are retrieved, brought back. Always important to check those arrows.
Yeah, sometimes you, well, in compound a lot because saving the knock. Sometimes you make a very nice group and you can broke a knock and you have to check if all's good. Or sometimes you seem to shot a nice arrow and you take a bad results. Normally the agent that take off the arrows from the target gives back to you with the turn arrows. So you can show 2 knocks and 1 point, and you know that this arrow is making something strange.
Which is not what you want.
And here in the final, you don't want to. You want to make your lucky with your force and take this arrow and put in the bottom of the quiver.
Sometimes you're only as good as your equipment is.
Yes, you have to. The material is something that you have to know that all is perfect.
Yes.
Nothing in your mind can say to you that no, probably there's something strange here in this arrow.
You don't want to have any doubts about your bow, about your arrow. You want it to be about you.
Yeah, every bad idea in your mind. 2 points for Chinese.
Cui Yuan, who won the first set, trying to win the 3rd set now, move back into the lead. As the wind starts to pick up just a little bit, and her arrow drifts off towards the 7 ring. It's just inside, though, for an 8.
She had the same situation of Ina, of the last end. Ina makes the 9 and closed all the doors, and in this case, with the 8, the door was not so closed, but Ina didn't take the 10, and Chinese make 4-2 now.
Ina Stepanova had an opportunity with a 10. Had she shot a bullseye, she would have split the set points, tied the set, and we would be tied up at 3-all instead. Cui Yuan picks up 2 more set points and now leads in the match 4-2. And now conversations with the coaches going on. I was talking with Rio Wild about this yesterday, Sergio, and I think sometimes this is could be a dangerous period because you start to think about it a little bit too much.
Yes, and what I say before, the coach have to remind you all you need. If you, in this case, need something technical, probably can say something technical. If they saw in your eyes that you have not the force to win,
the confidence,
they have to give to you,
boost you up.
Yeah.
Cui Yuan with a 4-2 lead, but Ina Stepanova sending a message with that first shot here in the 4th set as she tries to battle back, trailing 4-2. And Cui Yuan going for the victory, and that's a great start with a bullseye.
Very strong shot.
Another good shot by Ina Stepanova,
but not enough. If the Chinese continues with this strong shot.
Cui with a 9.
1 point. The tie set was not enough for Cui.
And a quick shot, and that's another 9, so 3 9s across the board.
Yeah. And now a 9 to win the set and to win the match.
Ooh, but it's an 8. So they tie, they split the set points, and Ina Stepanova remains alive.
Yeah, she stay alive, and another set, 5-3.
When you're in that situation, Sergio, you don't want to give your opponent another opportunity. You want to put them away, don't you?
Yes, but is not. You have not to be confused about the situation, because in every single arrow you want to shoot in the middle of the fan. And hearing someone say 8 to win or 9 to win can makes a little the concentration.
Is that distracting for you?
And you start to shoot to win and not to shoot good. That's the biggest problem.
And there is a difference.
Yes, there's a big difference shooting good, shooting for themselves, or shooting for a result.
If you shoot well, the result will follow.
Yeah. In every case, in every situation, you cannot shoot to make the 10 or shoot to make a points. You just to shoot with your mind focused, your technique solid, with strong shot, and you find the result.
So now we go to the 5th set. Stepanova fighting for her life, but shoots an 8.
На 3 часа.
She would like to have that one back. Tsui Yuan, knowing full well that Stepanova just shot an 8.
That's the big problem, because when you are down, when you shoot first because you are down, and shoot an 8 don't give to the adversary a lot of pressure.
There's some pressure.
Shooting this, yes. This probably give a little pressure.
That will get the blood flowing. Another 10.
She fight back.
It is so interesting to see how archers play off of each other. One shoots a 10, another shoots a 10. Another 10. Back-to-back bullseyes for
Now
Ina Stepanova.
We are in the situation 10 to win.
They would tie, but that 1 point that Tsui receives, and she got it. Oh, just inside.
A liner 10. In this case, the lucky gives a little 2 millimeter out, and you have to shoot off.
It is a game of millimeters, not inches.
She is happy.
And relieved. Ina Stepanova gave her a real battle. Stepanova with a pair of bullseyes in that 4th set, or excuse me, 5th set. But those 2 bullseyes not enough, as Tsui Yuan was able to raise the level of her game and shoot a pair of bullseyes on those final 2 shots as well. The last one just on the line, but it counts as a 10, and that is one happy young lady from China, 21 years old, enjoying life right now in Paris.
A lot of young girls today that win the match. So probably we can see something very interesting in the next years. A lot of new girls, very solid, technically solid, and very focused during the matches. The level in the world was growing a lot. A lot of new countries that can make a very solid results.
Young talent. You mentioned the youth. Tsui Yuan, 21 years old. Deepika Kumari, 19 years old. And Alejandra Valencia, 18 years old. And they are the 3 winners we've seen thus far in the first 3 of 4 quarterfinal matches for the women here in Recurve.
Well, now we can show a new face. One of the biggest archer in the world, the Korean one that is not 20 years old. And probably can say, okay, young girls, I'm arriving. A lot of noise now for the French.
Cyril Cottry of France, 26 years old, ranked 38th in the world. Did not achieve a World Cup ranking this summer, but was selected as the wild card. The home country gets 1 wild card and gets to place 1 archer in each of the 4 different categories. The other 7 are decided during the World Cup campaign, with a maximum of 2 archers per country otherwise. And this is Yuno Ki of Korea, whom Sergio was speaking of moments ago. By the way, Sergio Pagni from Italy, the great compound archer, joining yours truly, Carl Arche, here in Paris at the Trocadero Gardens as Yuno Ki, number 2 in the world and number 1 in the World Cup rankings, takes the stage here in Paris and will be on the shooting line.
Looking at the matches current season, 14 won, just 1 loss. She is a killer. Every matches she makes, she won. Was an impressive archer, an impressive athlete. Makes so many results. I suppose that is a couple of seasons or more that I never saw her coming back for a stage without a medal.
She does have that killer instinct. And she will be shooting first on target number 1, Yuno Ki of Korea.
This pink bow, she loves pink.
And she loves that bullseye.
Sur de
So
toi.
Cyrielle Cautry.
Et jusqu'au bout.
She has the wild card, but she's a very good archer.
Now there's a 9 for Cyrielle.
Allez,
She
tout de
makes
suite.
a good season. Not her best, but a very good season.
Back-to-back bullseyes to start the match for Yuno Ki.
For a normal archer, 2 times are enough, but probably she moved the side because
Et
there are
jusqu'au
2
bout.
little on the right.
Bien, Cyrielle, tu peux régler.
No,
10s across the board. 10, 10, 10. Yuno Ki.
she didn't move the side. She makes 3 perfect shots, little on the right side of the center.
But great grouping. And there's a 10 for Cyrielle Cautry. Much to the delight of her coach and this partisan crowd here in Paris. Packed stands on a Sunday morning in Paris, France, for the quarterfinals of the 2013 Archery World Cup Final. Carl Arche along with Sergio Pagni from Italy. Hope you're enjoying our live coverage here as you get a good look at Cyrielle Cautry, who is 33rd in Shanghai, 17th in Antalya, 17th in Medellin. Did not compete at Wrocław in Poland. But Yuno Ki did compete at 3 of the 4 stages. Was the gold medalist, defeating Deepika Kumari at stage 1 in Shanghai. Stage 2, she picked up a silver medal in Antalya, losing to Tsui Yuan. And then at stage 4, she came back, won another gold medal in Poland, plus a mixed team gold medal and a team silver medal. So she has had an impressive year.
Yeah, in front of the results, 14 matches, winning matches, and just 1 lost.
Et
But
jusqu'au bout.
you have to consider that the last match was against another Korean girl. So
Allez, tout de suite.
Cyrielle was enjoying because she is in front of French people in Paris. So this is a very good experience, a very lovely shot, shooting in front of the people that won. You won. So
It's a rare opportunity in this sport. You rarely get to shoot in front of Italian fans or fans. I mean, it would be like you being in Florence.
yeah, well, I live near Florence, but when last year, 2 years ago, sorry, was the World Championship was in Turin.
Turin, yes.
Me and Marcella Tonioli won the gold medal, and winning
Allez, jusqu'au bout.
in our country was something that you cannot forget.
It's special.
Yeah, especially.
Very, very, very special. And in fact, I want to talk more about you and Marcella in just a moment, but we'll allow Yuno Ki to finish off this set.
She have
leads.
just won. She need just a shot.
And that should be sufficient. And it is. So Yuno Ki.
59 in the first 6 hours, just 1-9. As I say, she's a killer. She showed.
And Cyril understands that, but look at the focus and concentration on the face of Yuno Ki, despite the fact she has a commanding 4-0 lead here in this quarterfinal match. Let's talk a little bit about you and Marcella. As far as the mixed teams go, yesterday, of course, did not go the way that you had hoped that it would, but all summer long, you two are dominating. Talk about the chemistry between you and Marcella.
Well, we joke about that because she is from Ferrara, city near Florence, in a couple of hours of car, and my mother comes from her city, so we say that we are 75% Ferrari mixed team. So we joke about that, but we have a good ultimate on the stage. The matches and the teams are every single time different, but they know that we have that. So we are on the shooting line for our, not for the other one. And we love to shoot. We love to be on the matches, and we enjoy.
And you seem to pick each other up. If somebody shoots a shot that's not quite what you want, the next person shoots a better shot.
Yeah, we have not fear of the other one. I a lot of times say, oh, an 8 for a Korean, little opportunity for France to take the set here.
Cyril Cotry starting off with a 10. Can she follow? No, she cannot. That's an 8.
Back
or 7, excuse me.
Give back the opportunity.
A 10 right here for Yuno Ki would put her in the lead in this set. Third set of the match.
The tie.
9 is enough. So now Cotry draws it back, shooting from the left side, something Sergio's very familiar with. And it's low in the 8 ring.
A little win now, nothing so important, but the condition is changing.
Good scoring conditions for Yuno Ki, who can wrap up the match right here, and does with a bullseye. Yuno Ki.
And the killer comeback.
Yes. A very workman-like performance.
6-0.
She makes quick work of her opponent, Cyril Cotry of France. Cyril putting up some good shots. But I'm sure for Cyril it was all about the experience of being here on the fountain at Trocadero in front of these thousands of fans here.
A lot of foreigners probably on the stages. A lot of friends. A lot of Italians too here on the stages. Yesterday I meet a lot of people that comes here to see the final, and they are in the center in the Europe, and a lot of flights to come here just for a weekend makes that the stages are full, and not all French guys.
A weekend in Paris, a weekend in Rome, weekend in Amsterdam. The life here in Europe.
Well, the life is nice. Yeah, we live nice. The place for me are the best in the world, but I am from, so my opinion is.
It is a wonderful, wonderful part of the world, and this is a wonderful archer you're watching right here, Yuno Ki, and you'll see much more of her coming up this afternoon in the semifinals, and then we'll see which of the medal matches that she advances to. Obviously, her goal is get to the gold medal match. It will not be easy. She'll be taking on Sui Yuan Yuan in the semifinals. Meanwhile, in the other semifinal, it'll be Deepika Kumari and Alejandra Valencia. So Mexico, India, China, and Korea will be represented in the medal matches this afternoon in women's recurve.
Yeah, and we have also to remind that Cyril have not finished the shoot because they have also the mixed team, and she have to shoot another time against this killer from Korea, because the matches of the mixed team will be Korea against France.
And when Yuno Ki comes back out for the mixed team match, she'll bring along a gentleman by the name of Ojiek.
Yes, another big name of the archery.
Another big gun.
Now the first match of the men division.
Khairul Anwar Mohammed from Malaysia, who is making history for his country, his first World Cup final appearance, the first time that anybody from Malaysia has made it this far. And by the way, it's also his birthday today. He just turned 22 today. And we would love to celebrate with a victory over Lee Sung-yun of Korea, 18 years old, second in the World Cup rankings, and this is his first Cup final appearance as well. So two newcomers on the scene.
And I suppose that Lee don't want to make a gift to him.
Your line judge for this match is Mr. J.P. Gallen.
He would like a gift for himself. Lee Sung-young, his first year on the Korean national team, had 5 medals, was 9-2 in match play, and averaging about 9.5 points per shot. Very, very, very impressive 18-year-old youngster. Shouldn't call him a youngster. In the Korean system, he's a veteran.
Yeah. In the Korea, the women are so in front of the other country, and in the men's are very stronger, but all the other countries can make a little time, can say something.
Mohammed with a 9.
First arrows of the final gives you a little of relax now. You have shot your first, and now it's easy.
Takes away some of the nerves.
Yeah.
Although Lee Sung-yun does not seem to be nervous at all. Back home in Korea, he shoots still for his high school team. He knows he's going on now to a professional team next year. And Khairul Anwar Mohammed comes back with a 10 himself, so we've got a good match going on right now between these two from Malaysia and Korea.
Close all the doors, but he leave a little space. A 10 to tie the first set.
So pressure already on Khairul Anwar Mohammed, and he comes through.
He's a very young guy with the first experience here in a World Cup final, and he showed he has a talent.
He has said in the past that he has struggled with his nerves, but when I talked to him on Friday during the practice session, he said, you know what, I don't feel that much pressure. I'm just glad to be here, and I want to go out and do my best.
Yeah, that's what I say before. That's the best mind you can have. Now we can say that here that.
And here we have
the birthday. Probably the Korea didn't know that.
Lee Sung-yun now aware of the fact that they're singing happy birthday to Khairul Anwar Mohammed from Malaysia, who, as we just mentioned a moment ago, did turn 22 this morning when he woke up.
In this case, probably you can you have not the force to be outside for the world. You hear that and you say, what happened?
Let's see how it affects Khairul Anwar Mohammed and Lee Sung-yun, who are tied at 1 apiece after the first set, and a 9 for Lee to start off the second set. Mohammed, 22 years old, ranked 10th in the world, was 8th in the World Cup standings, and he shoots a 9.
Another young, new talent in the world.
Nine.
And the Korean give a little space to him.
So the man who finished 6th in London at the Olympics last summer also shoots a 9, and the score remains tied with 1 more arrow to go here in the second set.
Very tight set. Ooh.
Golden opportunity right here.
Yes.
Can Mohammed take advantage? No, he cannot.
9 at the time.
And you see that time and time again. Somebody will shoot a 10, the next archer shoots a 10. First archer shoots an 8, next archer shoots an 8.
The 8 is an error. With this archer, the 8 is a bad shot. So, what I say before, when you shot to take the 10 or to take the yellow, something in your mind takes, okay, this is not where you train normally. You train and you make a lot of arrows during the day, shooting good, not shooting 10s. So in this case, when you hear a 10 to win or a 9 to win, we can see something like that, the tie arrow or better. But we have two big archers here on the field. Another time, the media reminds that we are in front of the two rifles. Sometimes we forget about this monument. It's not easy to not show, to not see that, but
you see the sellout crowd here at Trocadero Gardens. And a good shot to start off the third set for Lee Sung-yun.
little weather changing.
Wind is starting to pick up a little bit along the banks of the River Seine, and there's another 10.
Nothing that can move a lot of the arrow, but something that make a little distraction.
Back-to-back bullseyes for Lee. And you can see the flags waving just a little bit in the background behind Khairul Anwar Mohammed, who falls 1 point behind in this set.
Now Lee can close all the door. The doors are closed.
Well done.
Yeah.
10. As we say en France. So Mohammed, with no chance of winning this set or even splitting the set points, fires a 9. And so Lee Sung-yun is the first archer to finally win a set in the third set of this match, as he moves ahead 4-2 in set points.
4-2. Now Korea has a little to breathe.
Do you get into a rhythm, Sergio,
Yeah.
where you just feel it and one shot carries over to the next shot, carries over to the next shot?
Especially in the final. During the qualification round and during the simple match from arriving to the final, you have not the time to shoot. You have the time to shoot 3 arrows, so you can take your time. You can, for example, skip a little windy moment. Here not. Here you have 20 seconds to shot.
You have to shoot the shot.
You have to shot. And 20 seconds are enough. But, well, we see before the Korean miss one arrow because he have to come down and she has not the time to shot. But during this situation, the rhythm of you and of your adversary is important. Sometimes changing your rhythm, be faster, give less time to your adversary. Good start.
Khairul Anwar Mohammed trying to get a rhythm going right here, but it's alternate shots. Lee Sung-yun not able to match the shot by Khairul Anwar Mohammed, who is trying to battle his way back, down 4-2 in this match. But if he can win this fourth set, we're tied once again at 4-all. Not the shot he had in mind.
He had 1 point and he lost this opportunity.
So now we are tied. No,
No,
excuse me,
one
it's a
more.
1 point lead, yes.
He needs a 10 to stay alive now. Just outside.
So an 8 will tie it. The match will go on. A 9 will win it for Lee Sung-yun. And Lee Sung-yun with an 8. they tie, and they'll split the set points, and we will play on, Sergio.
Yeah, we have the opportunity to see another set. Now we are 5-3. The Malaysian is shooting. He's shooting good. He's taking his time. He's taking his arrows. And it seems that he's in a normal place. He's moving. He's taking confidential with the stage. It seems that he wants to stay for all the day here on the stage.
Spend the rest of his birthday on this stage here at Trocadero Fountains in Trocadero Garden.
It's not a bad place.
Not a bad place at all. As you can see from our wonderful Skycam shot over the crowd, the packed stands here in Paris. And there you see the arrow in flight, and you can see how the shaft of that arrow is twisting and turning and bending.
We call fishing moving.
Fishing.
Because it seems like a fish. The people that don't know about archery think that the arrow remains straight during the flight.
In a straight line, yes.
This is the normal flight of the arrow.
And that flight of that arrow had it headed for the 10 ring, a bullseye for Khairul Anwar Mohammed.
Good start for the last set.
He needs a good start. He needs a good solid set. He's going to have to continue shooting 10s if Lee Sung-young is going to do that.
If the Korean are the best archer in the world, that's for that. They coming back every time.
Just a little bit high, but in the 9 ring.
Good shot for this young archer.
Mr. Lee with a chance to move ahead, and it's on the line, so he will. So an all-important third shot right here to preserve an opportunity, perhaps, for Khairul Anwar Mohammed of Malaysia, the first Malaysian to reach a World Cup final event. And that 8 will not help his cause.
No. 7 to win, but 7 to tie this set and
split the points, which would give Lee Sung-yoon the victory, and that is exactly what has happened. He gets an 8, wins the set outright, and wins the match by the final score of 7-3.
Nothing strange, but Malaysia seems to have the control of the set and of the matches, and gives a little pressure to this Korean archer.
You know, the final score, Sergio, will show it was 7-3, but it was really a much closer match than that final score would indicate.
Normally, during assuming the arrows, like the compound that we shot 15 arrows and we have 150 points of total. You cannot miss nothing, because if you miss the first arrow, for example, you have some points of to recover, and you have all the arrow through the end of the match to recover. Here you can miss something, and it's not so important to shot all the arrows in the near the 10. You can also make bad arrows and lose a set, but you can stay near the archer. Here we have so that all the archer was very close. Every set was very
closely
close.
contested.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably we can say that not a lot of points of margin in those 15 arrows.
But on the important shots, Lee Sung-yoon was able to come through. Lee Sung-yoon, 5th at stage 1 in Shanghai. He was 6th at stage 2 in Antalya. And then Lee Sung-yoon won 2 gold medals coming into the World Cup finals at the final stage 4 in Wrocław, Poland. In fact, he had to defeat Jin Jae-wong, his teammate, in a knockout match to get to Poland, and now he comes here and wins his quarterfinal match against Khairul Anwar Mohammed. Now we go to the next quarterfinal match, and this is a gentleman you know full well, Mauro Nespoli.
The only thing that I can say is Forza Mauro. Is a friend, and it's the first time he is in the final. And he makes an impressive season. He shot very good. 13 won matches against 6 lost. One of the best season of here. This is Roberto Finardi, the technical, physical preparator of the national team. And it's the first time also for him, but is not the
So an exciting time for the Italian duo as they take on Dai Zhang, ranked 4th in the world, 8th in the World Cup rankings. And Dai Zhang basically got to Paris on the strength of his performance in Medellin at Stage 3, where he picked up 25 points by winning the gold medal. Also won a team gold medal in Colombia as well.
Yeah, he qualified just with one stage. He makes the gold, he takes the gold, and well, he makes not a lot of experience this year. He shot 4 during the season. Mauro shot more, so we can see if the experience to be in a field like that is important or not.
If it's a factor or not. Mauro Nespoli picked up 11 points in Shanghai, 15 more points in Antalya, 13 more points in Medellin.
And 2 Olympics medals.
Yes.
One in London with a team gold medal, and one in Beijing with a silver medal.
I thought you might mention that.
Yeah, and this give to Mauro.
So
Some
here is Dai
force.
Zhang.
Remember also Marco Galeazzo and Michele Frangilli, the other 2 of the teammate that makes the goals in London.
In fact,
Very
it was
strong shot from
Michele
Mauro.
Frangilli who shot the final shot to clinch that gold medal.
And he start to cry after that.
Tears of joy.
Yeah. Michele makes so many results during this his life, but no gold during the Olympics games. So winning a gold was something
Meant the world to him.
Emotional, yeah.
26 points in his first set. However, a stronger set by Dai Zhang, Mr. Dai from China, jumping out to a 2-0 advantage
Very
over
close
Mauro Nespoli.
arrows. Very close arrows for Dai. 2-9, not so distant from 10. 3 solid shot. I saw that Mauro is a little longer with the time. Normally is a little shorter.
Mauro has had a great deal of success in team competition, now starting to have success as an individual.
Yeah, normally he lost the first match or the second one during the past year. This year he worked hard, he worked good, and he have the technical to improve the results, but also he has the mind and start to win the matches, give more confidence.
Is it more about the mental aspect, Sergio, than it is the physical aspect?
Yes, I consider normally that he in this kind of competition is the 90% the mind. Yes, also the technical, the material, the physical preparation. We have to consider that Mauro now is shooting 58 pounds, and you need a lot of physical preparation to be able to shoot this without physical problem.
You do have to have the strength, the stamina, the endurance, particularly if you're going to compete in 3 matches in one single day, which is the hope of all these archers.
Mauro is not very happy about that.
And again, it's that, excuse me, the mental aspect.
The mental aspect is something that you have to determine during the season, because yes, you can have a very nice part of the training about that, but you never understand what means being in a situation like that if you never was on a stage of that.
And I think that's a good point. By the way, Sergio Pagni joining Carl Arche here for our live coverage of the Recurve quarterfinals at the 2013 Archery World Cup here in Paris. as Mauro Nespoli is now facing a 4-0 deficit after the first 2 sets. You know, usually archery is somewhat of a solitary sport. You're shooting on fields during the week when there aren't crowds there, not a lot of people, a lot of other archers, but it's very solitary. It's hard to replicate this type of setting because you're not in front of this kind of a crowd very often.
Yes, normally yes, but for Mauro now it was something better because last week we had the Italian Championship and we had a lot of people looking at you. He won the final against Michele Frangilli, but it was not enough considering that we are in Paris in front of the Tour Eiffel, working and shooting for a World Cup.
It is an entirely different setting. And finally, Mauro Nespoli comes through with a bullseye.
I see something different in his highs.
So Nespoli with a 1-point lead.
That was very fast to shot, and give a lot of time to Mauro to recover.
Back-to-back bullseyes. So Mauro Nespoli fighting back. As Mr. Dai fires an 8.
An 8 to win the set for Mauro. An 8 to win. And the 8 was enough.
And 8 will be enough.
Here the mental parts was very important. People say, oh, 4-0, I just lost, I have no possibility to come back. Okay, I've lost. And if your mind say to you that you have lost, you have just lost. You have not to shoot to demonstrate that you have lost. In this case, Mauro was not in the condition to say to him that I'm here just to look at the Tour Eiffel.
It's more than just a vacation. Mauro Nespoli, the great competitor, who, by the way, was named the European Personality of 2012.
Yeah.
You were aware of that, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
You didn't know that? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was named the European Personality of 2012. This happened in Roma back in December. He is a very important man in your country.
Yeah, I know about...
You should treat him with respect.
Yeah, for sure. But considering that they won the gold against with Marco and Michele, I don't know which one they chose.
They chose one. What did that victory mean in Italy? That had to be such a big boost for archery in your country.
Yes, considering that well, I live in the archery world. I work in an archery shop. And after the winning of these athletes, a lot of young people comes to the shop because they want to shoot with a bow. Also, we have to consider that the archery now lives a very good period. A lot of
longevity.
Yeah,
yes.
A lot of films and a lot of fan of the archery just because they see on the TV. So it's very nice moment for us. Now Mauro is not giving a lot of pressure.
And now he is feeling pressure. Yes.
Now he needs a 10 absolutely to stay alive.
A 10 will preserve his chances of staying alive.
A lot of
8
high arrows for Mauro. A lot of 8s, just top of the 9s.
And now he knows his fate rests in the hands of Dai Zhao, and Dai Zhao finishes the match with a 9. That's all he needed to put the match away, and he wins by the score of 6-2 over Mauro Nespoli of Italy. And so Mr. Dai, ranked number 4 in the world, defeats the 11th ranked archer in the world, Mauro Nespoli, by the final score of 6-2.
I'm so sorry for Mauro because he lost the first match, but Dai should good. She stay consistently in the yellow. He makes very poor errors in this match.
When we have seen Dai Zhao, he has always performed well. He, of course, upset second seed Kim Buberman at the Olympics in London last summer, going on to win the bronze medal there. That was his country's first individual men's medal at a Summer Games, and so he's fully capable of scoring well and winning a lot of matches, and he may do a lot of damage here in Paris.
Yes, probably we can see something very special from this man.
So Dai Xiaozhang of China, 23 years old, has competed at the World Cup final before. It was 2 years ago in Istanbul, and when he was in Istanbul, he finished with the silver medal.
The Chinese school makes a lot of archers. They are a lot also. So
there are a lot of people in China, yes. A lot of talent.
The percent of the talent is higher than the other country, but the school of in China was something that give a lot of give to the archery world a lot of talent during the past year.
So Dai Xiaozhang able to come up with a convincing victory, 6-2 in 4 sets over Moro Nespoli of Italy. And Dai Xiaozhang will move on to the semifinals, where he will have a matchup against Lee Sung-yeon, who moments ago defeated Khairul Anwar Mohammed of Malaysia.
We can see some archer from the French and Tom Dillon also in the bottom. All the girls here in that gives the prize and during the podium are in the national team
and sitting right next to Secretary General Tom Dillon.
Yeah. Tom Dillon is the heart of the federation. Is the person that gives us the opportunity to show the archery in the middle of the Paris, in the front of the Tour Eiffel. So the Tom Dillon makes a lot of for us, a lot of for the archery world, and also all the other guys of the World Archery Federation.
Juan Carlos,
for example, is the arm,
and of course Dr. Erdner, who is the president of World Archery.
Of the World Archery, that works so hard for us, for the media, and for all the sponsors that support us during this competition.
And a grand entrance for Zhang Jianping.
And the fortune of the Chinese to have in two different matches in two different places. They can match only in the final, in the gold final.
Unlike yesterday, where we saw the Colombian women matched up in the first round, Sarah Lopez and Alejandra Usquiano.
And the Denmark also.
That's right, Patrick Larson and Martin Damsbo.
Makes the first match one against each other. That's good for the nation, because the nation has for sure to be one in the semi-final and probably in the podium, but not good for the archer.
Brady Ellison of the United States, ranked 3rd in the world, and the man who won the Longines Prize for Precision a year ago in 2012. There you see his statistics: 3rd in the world, 4th in the World Cup rankings, 24 years old, but a seasoned veteran, and now facing Zhang Jianping of China for the very first time in his career. His match record this season, 12-5.
And Brady is the only one with me that won 2 World Cup. So I hope.
Of course, you did it back to back.
Yes. I won and he won in a row, one in front of the other. And he missed last year in Tokyo, in the final in Tokyo, the opportunity to win the 3rd one in a row. He lost the final and he made the silver.
So Brady Ellison, yes.
And now he can show the 3rd one.
Mr. Zhang high with the first shot up in the 8 ring. And immediately Brady Ellison goes to work with a great opportunity.
Solid start.
As we say in the States, not one to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that would translate in Italian, but not bypassing an opportunity.
There's some translation, but I cannot say now.
Zhang Jianping comes back with a bullseye.
8.
And we're tied at 18.
Chinese coach talk a lot to his athletes.
8.
Obviously, you know what you say, but if you can translate for us, will be perfect.
I am working on my Mandarin.
Okay.
And my Italian, and my French, and my Spanish. And there are some who say I should work on my English as well.
First you set for Brady, but he has a problem on the string. Probably the serving was gone. Seems that the serving is is something that protects the strings. The strings is not just one, are a lot. Normally from 16 to 20, depending from the poundage, the weight of the bow. And the serving is something that is turned around and permit to you to have not to work on the strings. So protect the strings. It's
not what you want to deal with at this particular moment in time.
Well, normally we have the second bow to cover this problem because well, this is a mechanical problem. After every single arrow you can have. The fortune for Bradford is that he stopped now. He makes a little repair. Is not something that can preserve, but
he was able to get through that first set.
The serving has to move and then move the knock point. The knock point is the point on the string where you knock your arrow, and when the knock point will be moved, you have a big problem because the sight and the flight of the arrow is not correct. But is very high. Is very high from the right now, and probably he can stay without problem for 10 or 12 arrow. So
we shall see how it affects Brady Ellison.
I hope Brady have the time now to finish without problem and to resolve the problem for the afternoon.
He has to focus on the task at hand and put those technical problems out of his mind, and he seemingly is able to do that with back-to-back nines. We're tied at 18 now.
Already had the mental train to leave this problem outside from the shooting line.
So here's a chance for Brady Ellison to go up 4-0 in this match.
Well, as I say, a 9 was not probably enough because the Chinese has an arrow that the judges have to check.
So now they go back to work.
Yeah.
His coach, Mel Nichols, who is also Brady's stepfather, there to try to help Brady as they try to mend this and keep that string together. As we say in the States, it's kind of a baling wire and bubblegum situation right now as you try to just patch things together, make it hold together to get through this match.
Yeah. Well, I normally make this kind of works in the shops, and looking at the image from here, doesn't seem so important. Probably he can finish the match without problem.
What he was thinking, though, is if I win this second set, I'm up 4-0, and then maybe I just need to shoot 3 more arrows, and I can get out of here and go fix this thing.
You want to go outside from as soon as possible. The problem is that now is 3-1, so you have to shot for sure 6 arrow more. If in the slow motion we can see the strings, the major strings.
Bullseye for Zhang Jianping.
You have to remind that Brady has one of the best coaches in the world physically.
Good move right there.
He's working so good with the U.S. team.
So now a 10 would give Ellison the lead in this set, as he's trying to go up 5-1 in the match, but it's a 9. We remain tied at 19 in this third set.
Now the situation of the lights is little changed. The sun.
Sun shining on Zhang Jianping.
Okay, Brady now knows that you have to shot 110 to tie this set.
And he stands as tall as the Eiffel Tower. Clutch shooting.
Yeah, very good, strong shot for Brady. It check another time the strings, because in this case you have to check every time, because you have to stop the damaging strings. You have not to give the possibility to the knock point to move, but he seems very...
He seems cool, calm, and collected, considering the circumstances.
Yes, I know about that because 2 years ago in the Istanbul final, a screw of my side was unscrewed. So during the matches, they take the key and resolve the problem is not something that you want to do every single hand. You want to fix the problem and go on.
So we move on in this match here in Paris on a overcast Sunday morning, but a beautiful Sunday morning. Warm temperatures. There's fans up in the Tour Eiffel. You can see them in the tower as they're watching the competition here on the Trocadero fountains.
Yeah, I was yesterday evening on the Tour Eiffel, and the spectacularity of the Tour Eiffel and the experience to see the field of competition from the Tour Eiffel was amazing. Obviously that you cannot see the arrows. We have two big screen. Probably they can see something from the top.
There you go, right there.
Back-to-back bullseyes for Brady.
Brady has the opportunity to have not more problem with the string. Another big shot, strong shot.
Zhang Jianping. 3 nines in a row.
Big opportunity. An 8 to win the set and to win the match.
Brady Ellison has done it.
Yeah.
10-10-10.
Strong shot to close the match.
Yeah, what a sigh of relief for Brady Ellison. What composure.
And now he can take his time, fix the problem, because he has some hours.
The great showman from the United States. Now lives and trains at the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista, California, but originally from Arizona. Brady Ellison, perhaps the greatest recurve male archer in U.S. history. And he wins that match by the score of 6-2. Despite the equipment problems that he encountered during that match, he and Mel Nichols, his coach, able to keep things together. That was the important thing, Sergio, keeping it together.
Mel is someone that is a very nice person, and he have some person with this spirit, with this force behind you during this kind of situation can help a lot.
Oh, and Brady definitely wanted Mel to be in the box here at this World Cup final. He felt it was very important. It had been a difficult season and a difficult summer. We'll get into that this afternoon during the semifinals as Brady will come back and he will shoot. We'll find out who he will shoot against. It'll either be Gaël Provost of France or Ojiniek of Korea, but it's been a difficult year, and so he felt it was important to have Mel Nichols behind him today.
Yeah, for sure, and I hope we have not this problem more this afternoon. The pressure of the semifinal and the final was enough, but we see that the screaming,
the emotion,
the screaming people after the arrows. This is something that normally ask to me the fans, why you don't scream after the after the matches, because I am not so emotional during the match. I try to be.
You're
down
Italian.
with
You're supposed to be emotional.
Yeah, I am emotional, but not when I am on the shooting line. So
everyone is different.
Yeah, everyone is different. I know that someone scream to put out all the all the emotions. I like to have for me.
I was talking with Rio Wild about this yesterday, the very same subject, and he said whatever it is that works for the particular archer.
Yeah, but technical, physical, and mental teamwork is a combination of that you need for the result. So all is important. Nothing is to lose.
Gaël Prévost of France.
Another young man, 19.
But a great season in match play. He was 12-5, and of course he is going to be all pumped up, fired up. You can see him getting a standing ovation from the crowd here in Paris at Crocodile Gardens. And he will take on the top male recurve archer in the world right now. #1 seeded Oh Jin-yek of Korea, 32 years old. And seeded #1 in the World Cup rankings, picked up 65 points this summer as he won stage 1 in Shanghai, then won stage 2 in Antalya, lost the bronze medal at stage 4 in Poland, but he has been dominating.
Another killer that won 13 match and lost like 2 matches. And as the graphics show, they just match once, and the French won.
And I was going to mention that Gaël Prévost is the wild card, but he's not your typical wild card. This is a young man who's fully capable and has the talent to pull off an upset right here.
Yeah, well, you have every time to consider that in front of 4 stages, 4 situations, 4 matches, 7 plays to qualify, and it's not true that here are the best. Probably there is someone that have some problem during the matches in the second or in the third stage, and this was out just for a couple of points. So in this situation, he has the wild card, but he's a very good archer, a very strong archer.
Has a very strong resume. 1 World Cup medal this summer. That was a team bronze at stage 1, but in 2011 he finished 4th at the World Cup final in Istanbul. Back to Oh Jin-yek, who surprisingly starts off outside the 10 ring with a pair of 9s. Gaël Prévost draws it back slowly, lets it fly, and it's also a 9. So Prévost, who also won a bronze medal at the World Cup final last year in Tokyo. So he has been here before on this type of stage.
We have 2 big archers here. With now if the French guy have the opportunity to take the first set, and in front of the best archer in the world, first in the World Cup, first in the world ranking.
Instead, they tie and they'll split the set points.
This first set show that is a very tight match. Will be very nice to see what happens.
Some might be intimidated taking on Oh Jin-yek, who has been a dominant force in the sport, won the Olympic gold medal in London last summer, becoming the first Korean man to win an individual Olympic title. But as you mentioned a moment ago, Sergio, Gaël Prévost has beaten Oh Jin-yek. In fact, it happened in match play back in 2011.
Yeah, you know, Yohin is not someone that lost against a lot of people. Being in this restrict list of people that defeat you is something that can give to the French guy a little opportunity to win.
Sergio Pagni, along with Carl Archery here in Paris, along with thousands of the French fans and many others from around the European continent who have traveled to Paris for the 2013 Archery World Cup Final. Oh Jin-yek shooting first in the second set and still has not found the 10 ring on his first 4 shots.
He's unlucky, just a couple of millimeters outside.
And we saw him making some adjustments during that interim period, and another 9. Somebody's going to break through eventually.
Yeah, someone have to break the tie probably, because they are very close to the 10. They didn't keep.
The Korean Closing in on that 10 ring. They'll put the asterisk by that, and that's one of the...
His smile, but is not a real smile.
That's one of the few times you'll see him smile during the course of a match. He usually keeps his game face on most of the time, and another 9.
I make the same smile in Wroclaw a couple of weeks ago during the final against Pierre-Julien Deloche, a friend that I meet here in the first match. A lot of close arrow. We smile because we have to smile, but
that will put a smile on his face, yes.
From this, probably the second one was in, but the judges.
Et on reste dessus. Propre.
Prévost.
Very
Holding long,
guard.
yes. Ooh. So close and yet so far.
So close. But probably, if my opinion is right, so at the last 10 will be enough differences. The second one of the Korean seems in. Now the judges are looking with the lens.
And one of the
judge
differences
decide in just a few seconds probably, or is now okay, no, probably just a few seconds because it is out.
So those 3 9s, though, whether that shot for Oginiek is in or it's just out, Oginiek will win this set, pick up the 2 set points, and grab a 3-1 lead in the match here in Paris at the foot of the Eiffel Tower. If Gustave Eiffel could only be here for the World Cup Final,
I suppose that we'll be happy about that.
I would think so.
We are
I'm sure when he built this, he could not have envisioned this.
We are a traditional sport in a lot of European countries. There are a century of history for us. And here in France, there is. Very unlucky arrows.
How frustrating must that be for Gaël Prévost to be shooting this well against Oginiek?
His adversary is not.
Ooh,
probably another one.
Another one. Another smile for O.
But joking with one of the stronger in the world and having also this unlucky is nothing that can help you.
He was not able to change his luck with that shot. He has been so close. But so has Mr. O. He leaves no doubt with that shot.
No doubt on this arrow is a real 10.
allez, on l'accompagne jusqu'au bout. Allez.
Finally, the 19-year-old Frenchman breaks through.
The French people on the stage want to scream.
They want to let loose. But now a bit of pressure on Oginiek.
A 9 will be. A 9 will now is all in the hand of the judges.
Both of their first shots need to be looked at very closely.
Now they can be 2 points for the Korean, 2 points for the French guy, or 1-1.
So I'm not going to put my score down just yet. Let's wait and see what the judges say about the first shot for Gaël Prévost.
In my opinion, and every time he's wrong, but the French seems 10 and the Korean seems 9. But the judges are looking at the arrow right now. They spend not a lot of time looking at the French one. So the 9 of the Korean and the 9 also for the French one. So
anxiously awaiting the announcement.
4-2 for the Korean. So was tie set this one.
So they split the set points, and the score goes to 4-2 in favor of Oginiek of Korea.
And in this case, the judges make a good thing because they are all tie and making big differences about the points just for a couple of millimeters is nothing that the archer can understand in the stage during this moment. After, probably yes.
Well, the door is wide open right now for Ogignac.
Just 1 point.
So it could have been worse for Gaël Prévost,
Allez, du rythme.
who needs to put one in the 10 ring. And there he gets one.
Bien tiré.
Got it to go.
The people want that. An arrow in the center of the target.
And Prévost obliged.
Ah.
Ogignac answers.
Another one.
Allez, sûr de toi et bien actif jusqu'au bout.
Board to win is right on the hand.
Oh, what a shot.
Et là,
Prévost, bravo.
A 10 now to the Korean to win the set and win the match.
Ogignac with a 9.
One
They
set
split
more.
the points.
Taking the best in the world to the 5th set is nothing so easy to do.
And you can feel the energy here in this crowd as the buzz goes around and the cheer goes up for Gaël Prévost. This partisan French crowd here in Paris, where they have packed the stands on a Sunday morning here at the foot of the Eiffel Tower, and they are loving every minute of this match as Gaël Prévost, number 12 in the world, taking on the number 1 archer in recurve archery for the men, Ogignac, and trying with all his might to pull off the upset against the mighty Korean archer.
And a 32 years archer. After so many young people.
3-set point. Foul. Shooting first.
I am
We saw it
34.
with the women this morning,
I am
yes.
34, so she is 32 in front of 20s.
Trust me, 34, 32 is not old.
allez, sûr de toi et jusqu'au bout.
He needs a strong shot to start this match. And he makes a very nice down.
That is exactly what Sergio Pagni ordered up.
Now the Korea has to fight back. And you have to make an answer. Okay.
There's your answer.
Arrêtez.
So we play on here in Paris.
Allez, actif.
2 hours to close this
Propre
match.
jusqu'au bout.
Or perhaps
Sûr de toi.
send it to a shoot-off. That's what Gaël Prévost intends to do.
You see the holes in the target are very strong shot, very close.
Allez, prêt.
Mr. Rowe
C'est faire.
on target.
Now a 10 for sure for the French guy.
Allez, sûr de
He
toi.
needs a 10 to make a lot of pressure on the Korea.
Et propre jusqu'au bout. Et on l'accompagne. 5, 4, 3,
Very long.
2,
2, 1.
1.
Oh, dis.
On the last second of the match,
You could hear his coach counting it down. He had 1 second to let that arrow fly, and he scored his 3rd straight bullseye. Ogignac with an 8.
shoot off situation. That's what we say. It was not qualified for the final, but he's a very strong archer. And
He is the wildest of wild cards,
Yeah.
and he is what, if you're Ogignac, you did not want to see in your first round match as
for
an
sure.
opponent.
But you know that the wild card is given to the athletes of the country, and here in France, the French team has one single big archer in every single wild card. So in the French team, also the compound man didn't use that because they have 2 qualified individually. Pierre Julien Egenet was qualified without wild card, and Pascal Beck also was qualified without the wild card. Here in the Recurve also the situation was very close because he was 12 in the ranking, so was very close to the final, and he showed that a wild card also can make some noise to the first in the world ranking, the first in World Cup ranking.
Gaël Prévost making some noise, and now this crowd about to make a lot of noise as we get set for a one-arrow shoot-off to determine the outcome of this fourth and final quarterfinal match for the men here at the 2013 Archery World Cup Final in Paris.
A couple of hundred of people now looking at one single arrow from the people here in the Trocadero fountains to a lot of people on the stages of the field and on the Tour Eiffel also. They are looking all
fans
here.
all over Paris, fans on the internet watching all over the world, sitting on the edge of their seat as we are as well, awaiting this last shot between Gaël Prévost of Paris, of France, and Gignac of Korea, who has dominated this sport in the last 2 years.
And now the first that will shot.
And you would rather go first, wouldn't you?
Yeah, is the first that decide, because the first in the match, in this case the Korean one, decide on the beginning of the match who will shot first, and they decide to shot.
He is the higher seed, so Gignac. Just outside.
Just out, but considering that here they take the measure, so it's very near to the town.
Closest to the center wins, and Gaël Prévost can put it away with this shot right here, but it's an 8.
No.
It is an 8, and Gignac has survived the shoot-off.
The experience sometimes make that.
Does that tell you that was just a case of nerves
Yes.
right there?
But the French guy makes a very impressive first match. He takes the first in the world ranking to the shoot-off and take his opportunity, but sometimes you need lucky also. And the shoot-off is a lucky event.
Gignac taken to the limit by Gaël Prévost, who is disappointed at this moment, but I think when he looks back upon this match, Sergio Pagni, he will be proud of what he did here today on this stage.
For sure, he closed the last match with a 30, and in front of the evidence that you need the 30 to take the shoot off. So was an impressive sequence of good arrows, of good shot. He probably can look back for the very close to the 10 and ask to the lucky, okay, you need something. Now I can ask something to you the next time, but he lost against the first in the world, so probably he will be happy. Not he is happy, but he will be.
He will feel proud of his performance and wishing he had just been able to come up with another point here, another point there. Perhaps he might have been able to pull off the upset, but as it is, Gignac, who split the first set with Gaël Prévost, then moved ahead 3-1, then moved ahead 4-2, and then 5-3, only to see Prévost come back and tie it up in the fifth set at 5-all and force that shoot off. Gignac shot first, shot a 9. Gaël Prévost with a golden opportunity, could not take advantage as his shot wound up in the 8 ring. And it is Gignac of Korea who advances on to the semifinals this afternoon. And that will be a great matchup with Brady Ellison.
Yeah, I think that will be a very, very nice semifinal because there are two of the big archers in the world. Probably someone want to see this like a final, like a semifinal, but the numbers are those, so we have to see. But I suppose that now we can see something very interesting because we have the mixed team event.
Mixed teams coming up right now, the mixed team gold medal match. In mixed teams, you have 2 athletes per team, 1 male, 1 female per country. Competition will play out over 4 ends, 2 arrows per competitor in each end. So a mixed team will take 16 shots to decide the winner. And once again, Now we go back to the cumulative scoring system to decide the mixed team matches, and immediately Gaël Prévost has to put that previous match out of his mind and focus on the task at hand.
And that can be something good and that can be something bad. If he remains focused after the shoot-off arrows, probably now he can stay on the shooting line with a good mind. If he was not so good about the last arrow, and in his mind there is only the thinking, I want to put my bow in the bow case and go home.
I think he'd like another shot at Augignac, and he's going to get another opportunity to take on Augignac, who's now teamed up with Yunoki.
Obviously, I say that these two athletes are the best individually. Making a together team is something impressive. So I saw them shooting during these 4 stages around the world, and this is something that is impressive. Is unpredictable what the other team will do, obviously, but the points in them hands are so much that we'll see.
Sergio Pagni knows of which he speaks. Of course, he and Marcello Tonioli on the compound category, dominating mixed team competition this past season on the World Cup circuit. As we get set for the recurve mixed team gold medal match, Augignac to shoot first after just surviving a scare in a shoot-off with Gaël Prévost, and he opens with a 9.
As you said, we dominate the World Cup, but we lost the final against France. With, in this kind of situation, be a team, not be alone on the shooting line, be a team in front of your country is different. When you are alone, you have not the impression to be, yeah, you have the pressure, but you have not
quite the support.
Yeah, when you are a team, there is something different.
Someone backing you up. Right now, Gaël Prévost. Just inside the line, that will count as a 9. And Cyrielle Cautry, who fired a few bullseyes in her match earlier today against Yunoki.
Yeah, because the strange is that every single match, individually match, was the French against Korea. So these two guys was losing against these two Korean people.
So a 10 for Augignac.
The first 2 arrows from both the team are quite tight.
Now Yunoki, 28 years old, and she's also in that center ring.
The killer comeback.
The killer Koreans going for the kill. And putting a lot of pressure on Prévost and Cautry.
I think that they will print this image, shooting in front of the Tour Eiffel, and they put it in the special place of the archery. Normally in the bow case, when you open, you want to see your best results.
So a 7, although realistically, the French had no chance.
We have to remind that here there is not a set. We take all the 16 arrows and we have the big total. So losing
the
points,
end is not the end of the world.
4 points on the beginning of the matches is something that you have to recover.
Please make sure that the flashes on your cameras have been turned off. Also, please make sure your phones are set to
So Augignac and Yunoki.
Here we can see the Falcon Eye is the new system, new and electronic system that score in, without the without the helping of the people here on the world archery team. The system calculates the position of the arrow with a laser system and give exactly the position of the arrow. In fact, yesterday and today they didn't miss no line point. The judge obviously have the last words. If the judge say that it is 9, it's 9, or
But
10
the
is
system
10.
does work.
But it works good, yeah.
Worked well for Sergio Pagni yesterday. Sergio joining Carl Arche, yours truly, here on our live coverage from Paris. As you saw La Tour Eiffel, the fans up in La Tour Eiffel taking in the World Cup Final. And a nice start here in the second end for France. Cyriel Coutry trying to continue the good shooting.
We have to remember that this mixed team event is just for fun. There is not a real title.
This is an event that began back in 2010 and has become a very popular event on the World Cup archery stage. Always interesting to see the pairing of these great archers, male and female, working together. And right now, Korea's Yono Ki. With her first shot of the second end, it's a 9. So as far as this end is concerned, they're tied in 19. Yeah. However, the French not able to cut into that 4-point deficit.
If the Koreans shoot like that, they have not a lot of margin to recover 4 points.
If you do fall behind early, it is difficult to catch up.
Yeah, now a 7, 8 liner, but they just call a 7. As I said, this is just for fun. There is not a real title to give, but we have also to consider that next week will be in Turkey, in Antalya, to make the World Championship. So here the title was real, will be real, and the World Championship give a real World Championship title to the mixed team. But is a good train for the French here to shoot in this condition against the best team in the world. So,
in these circumstances, in front of these fans, in this setting, all experience is good experience and helps you down the road.
I'm not sure because I have not the real number here, but I suppose that is the first time that the mixed French can shot a gold final. So it's something that, as I say, you can train a lot, you can shot a lot of hours, you can train in the gym, you can work a lot of mental parts, but being here shooting in front of a lot of people with the best team against you is different to recreate this condition.
Oh, absolutely. To replicate that and simulate that, it's impossible to do. You would need Juan Carlos Holgado coming over with his crew to create this venue for you in your backyard.
Some hundred of persons screaming to you.
As we say in the States, it's when the lights are on and the people are in the stands.
The only problem will be make a new Tour Eiffel in your garden to try this condition. You can see Sandrine Magnona in the stage. Another one of the compound team, French compound team, will be in the World Championship.
9.
Here the moments are very easy for the Korea because they are shooting easier, they are making a lot of points, but the French want to recover. So when you are on the shooting line, there is nothing easy to shot. All arrows are important.
Ojinyak.
You can see the holes in the target are a lot of bull eyes.
He started off slowly in his quarterfinal match against Gilles Prévost,
They have
but has warmed up.
They are tied now, 86 tie with 1 arrow less. So now they have 9 points more.
잊어준 게 다시 돌아올 수도 있어. 아까 힘이 좀 들어갔다가 힘이 좀 빠지면
The Korean school, we have to remind that start from the beginning, start from the school, from the
A very young age.
yeah, from the very young age. There are a lot of coaches in the school that make a pre-selection and makes a lot of tournament between the school. Then the good archer pass through and go to the high school. There is another tournament, another level of the coaches that can take to another level. And when you are on the end of the high school, there are just good pre-selected archers that are just in the hand of the pro series, the A level, that's like they call. And after that, when you finish the high school, you are in the pro level. You are a professional archer,
And you make a living at it.
Considering that, I remember during the numbers during the Beijing competition that give me I can give to you also to understand how is the level, how long is the level of the other of Korea. In the year of the Beijing, we have 3 archers qualified in the women's for the Italy. My wife Pia was
Pia Leonetti?
Pia Leonetti, my wife, and was qualified for the team in Beijing. And normally they shot during a FITA, the 144 arrows competition. The points like 1300, 1330. I remember the best score. During all the season, and that just 3 or 4 in Italy that can make this point during the season. In Korea, they make 100 of the medium school, 100 for the high school, and 100 of the pro level series. And in one single event, one single competition, they score one FITA, 144 arrows competition, and the 99 was up the 1300. So the level in Korea makes that 100 of people was over a level that normally is considered a high level, while in Italy that we have a high school and we have a very good results also during the season, we have just 4. So there is impressive results that Korea can show. In fact, the team of Korea women won every single gold medal since I remember probably since Seoul in 1988. I remember.
Well, it goes back to what you've been talking about. It's a system and an emphasis, and there's also incentive in Korea. They placed a great deal of significance and importance upon the sport of archery.
Yeah, and in the women's is impressive the differences between the 2 levels, but considering that and considering all the other countries in the world that works on that, the levels are also too high for a lot of countries, but a lot of country can make 1 or 2 athletes of high level, like we saw the Mexican girls that can they can stay behind, little behind, or sometimes also
they can compete.
in front. You can compete. In the men's is something different because the level is high and a lot of country can put on the shooting line a very big archer, and in fact in London arrived the first individual gold for the Olympic Games. For Korea. So, in putting all together makes that the mixed team is impressive. They have so many points of margin in front of the others, but are just 16 arrows, and in 16 arrows a big error or a big fail, like the first match of the day for the Korean that make a miss, not because he shot a miss, but because he didn't shot the arrow. He have just 20 seconds to shot and coming down.
By the way, Korea just clinched
with this quiet, with this no win, nothing. This is the level Korea can show.
So Yuno Ki putting the final nail in the coffin with another 10, 3 10s in that fourth end, and Korea with a convincing win will win the mixed team gold medal here at the 2013 Archery World Cup Final in Paris.
12 points of difference. But the French has the opportunity to shot in front of their Tour Eiffel. And this is something very special.
A great opportunity for Cyrielle Coutry and Gaël Prévost, who I'm sure will remember this moment for the rest of their lives. Long after they've forgotten the final score, they'll remember this moment, to be in front of this crowd, these stands, these fans here in Paris on a Sunday morning, where we've seen some outstanding archery today in the women's quarterfinal. Just to recap, it was Alejandra Valencia winning 6-2 over Zhu Hyun Jung. Deepika Kumari knocking off Aida Roman. So Kumari will face Valencia in the semifinals this afternoon. And it will be Cui Yuan facing Yuno Ki in the other semifinal, as Cui defeated Stepanova and Yuno Ki defeated Cyrielle Coutry. On the men's side, it was Lee Sung-yeon defeating Khairul Anwar Mohammed. Daija Zhang defeated Moro Nespoli. So Dai versus Lee in one semifinal match, while Oh Jin-yek will take on Brady Ellison of the United States in the other semifinal match. Some outstanding matches, particularly the last men's semifinal, or I should say quarterfinal match, the shoot-off going to Oh Jin-yek, although Gaël Prévost certainly pushed him to the limit in that shoot-off.
Yeah. The Koreans show that he is an impressive archer, but he makes a lot of risk during this first match.
Well, he survived it, and he will move on to the semifinals. So the recurve quarterfinals and the mixed team finals are now in the books. It is time for us to take a brief break in the action here at Trocadero Gardens at the foot of the Eiffel Tower in beautiful Paris, France. At 1500 hours, we will return with the recurve semifinals, followed immediately by the bronze and gold medal matches for both the women and the men here at the World Archery's 2013 World Cup Final, coming to you live from Trocadero Gardens in Paris. So glad to have Sergio Pagni alongside this morning. We have enjoyed it. You've had a wonderful weekend here, haven't you?
Yeah.
A bronze medal?
Yeah.
And a chance to watch some of this great archery this morning.
And also I am glad for the silver of the mixed team with Marcello Tenioli. And yeah, the next week we'll be in Turkey for the World Championship.
And we'll see you there, yes.
Another opportunity to close the season in the best way.
In one of the most wonderful locations we could go to, the Turkish Riviera.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad.
This is not a bad life, is it?
Yeah.
Yes. So we will be in Belek, Turkey in about 2 weeks for the World Championships, as we now get set for the presentation of the awards to the mixed teams, whom we just watched in the mixed team gold medal match. Yuno Ki and Oh Jin-yek coming back out to accept their award for winning the mixed team gold medal. And for France, Cyrielle Coutry, followed by Gaël Prévost, who hopefully has enjoyed every moment on this stage here this morning in Paris at the beautiful Trocadero Gardens, where we have watched outstanding archery all weekend long. Tremendous competition in the compound matches yesterday. Saw some great surprises there. Alejandro Usquiano winning the women's gold medal in compound, and Martin Damsbo. I know if you couldn't win it yourself, you had to feel good for Martin.
He's a big friend, and I'm very happy for him because he make a very good season. He normally have some problem when he walk on the final stages, and during the final and the bronze and the gold in the past year, he have some problems to close in the best way, but he is also grow a lot, and I'm very happy for him because he's a friend, and I'm glad that he can show that the World Cup stay in Europe. if not in Italy, but will stay in Europe.
And you can do battle with him in 2 weeks in Belek.
Yeah,
You might.
I hope I will fight for them. I'm working hard for that, and is the World Championship is the one of the title that miss in my list. I have a couple of all, but I miss the World Championship. So I'm working hard for that. I'm glad also that I'm in the good preparation now. In the end of the season, I start not so good, but the timing also for the preparation is important.
Probably more important how you finish than how you start.
Yes, for sure. In this case, with 4 stages and 1 single final at the end of the season, considering that we make 1 stage every single month. And then the final, so we start 5 months ago.
Exactly, back in May.
And if you are in good condition in May, it's not sure that you will be here in September or October.
You don't win a World Cup in May in Shanghai.
Yeah.
It's just the first step down that road towards the Tour Eiffel, where now the Koreans get to stand tall in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower, atop the victory podium, as we prepare for the national anthem of Korea. The national anthem of Korea, played in honor of Oh Jin-yak and Yoon Ki, who teamed up for a convincing win against Gaël Prévost and Cyril Coutry. The French accepting the silver and the gold medal going to the 2 Koreans. So once again, we want to remind you at 1500 hours we will return with the Recurve semifinals, followed immediately by the bronze and gold medal matches for both the men and the women here at the World Archery 2013 World Cup Final, coming to you live from Trocadero Gardens in Paris. For now, we'll say au revoir from the banks of the River Seine. For Sergio Pagni, I'm Carl Archie. We will see you soon with more exclusive coverage of the World Cup Final.